A woman calls me and says, Sam, my husband has been stolen, please help me. And I'm wondering, how can a full-grown man be stolen? And she says that my husband is being manipulated, he's been controlled through witchcraft. How is that even possible? And then he says that my husband actually lives with another woman elsewhere, and the husband doesn't seem to understand himself. It's like he's locked up in a cage. He has no idea what is happening to his life. And I wondered, is that really possible? Does witchcraft still exist in our day and era? And the real answer is yes, these things are still happening. People are still living under the bondage of curses. And some of these curses come as a result of, one, dishonoring parents, idolatry, also self-imposed curses that come upon people. So the question is, how do you get to know if there is an element of witchcraft or demonic interference in your family, in your relationship? Now, here are a couple of signs that you should check out for and know that you can actually overcome this, because anyone who is under the Spirit of God is protected from these things. Now, here are some of the signs that you should be aware that show that there could be some element of witchcraft or curses or demonic interference in your relationship. Number one, blockages in life. You wonder, nothing seems to be working for you. It's like everywhere you go, there's a wall, there's an obstacle in your life. You start this business, it flops. You get a certain job, you're fired. And you wonder, all your finances seem to be shutting down. And you wonder what's really happening. They are called blockages in life. If you check in the book of Genesis, there were two fathers that cursed their own sons because of things that they did to them. Now, the first one was Noah. When Noah noticed that one of the sons had seen him naked, he cursed him. The Bible says in Genesis 9 verse 25, then he cursed the descendants of Canaan, the son of Ham. A curse on the Canaanites. May they be the lowest of servants to the descendants of Shem and Japheth. Now, the other one was Jacob cursing the son called Reuben. The Bible says in Genesis 49 verse 4, but like a bucket of water spilled, you will be at the top no more, because you climbed into your father's marriage bed, mounting that coach, and you defiled it. Reuben had actually slept with one of his father's wives, and that is why he was actually cursed. Another sign that you should check out for is unusual health problems. You wonder, for some reason, there are things that happen to you and they just come to bring you down. You go to hospitals, they don't seem to find solution. In fact, there are people who go from one doctor to another, and you wonder, what exactly is my problem? Even when the doctors notice this, what they do, they'll ask you, go check at home and check if there are any form of curses or things you should have done, because they are also not sure what's really happening. They are called pestilences. In the book of Jeremiah 14 verse 12, Bible talks about pestilences. These are diseases. Bible says that when they fast, I'm not going to listen to their cry. And when they offer burnt offerings and grain offerings, I am not going to accept them. Rather, I am going to make an end of them by the sword, famine, and pestilences. Jeremiah 21 verse 6, it says, I will also strike down the inhabitants of this city, both man and beast, and they will die of great pestilences. Number three, another sign you should check out for is patterns. Things that happen from one generation to another. Things that happened to your great-grandmothers, then came to your fathers, and then it came to you. For instance, in the Bible, you check, the Abraham and Sarah, they were struggling to get a child. What happened to the son Isaac and Rebekah? They were also struggling to get a child. Then Jacob and Rachel, they were also struggling to get a child. Looks like it was a generational thing. In fact, Abraham was a liar. He lied about Sarah. Look at what happened to Isaac. Isaac also lied. Look at what happened to Jacob, the grandson. He actually lied and took the birthright of the other brother Esau. So that means there are things that shift from family to family, generation to generation. Number four, unusual mental state. Sometimes you notice you are always angry at all times. You're depressed, you're confused, there's a level of madness in your family. You don't understand where this is coming from. Sometimes you can't even sleep at night. You have nightmares following you. The Bible talks about terrors of the night. I think it's in the book of Psalms 91 verse 5, and says, do not be afraid of the terrors of the night, nor the fears, the dangers of the day. Now listen, As long as you have the Spirit of God, as long as you depend of God, as long as you see God as the person that you look up to protect you, nothing of this sort will ever happen to you. The Bible says in the book of Psalms 91 verse 1, those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This I declare of the Lord. He alone is my refuge, my place of safety. He is my God, and I am trusting Him, for He will rescue you from every trap and protect you from the fatal plague. He will shield you with His wings. He will shelter you with His feathers. His faithful promises are your armor. Do not be afraid of the terrors of the night, nor of the the dangers of the day, nor dread the plague that stalks in darkness, nor the disaster that strikes at midnight. Though 1,000 fall at your side, though 10,000 are dying around you, those evils will not touch you, but you will see it with your own eyes. You'll see how the wicked are punished. But this is a condition. If you make the Lord your refuge, if you make the Most High your shelter, no evil will conquer you, no plague will come near your dwelling. Yes, those things do happen, but we have been placed far above. We live far above any form of witchcraft, far above any form of sorcery, far above any form of curses. As long as you shelter yourself in the Lord, you're okay, and there's nothing to worry about.